Alrighty guys, we're back for an Ob Nixilis combo, and this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I build all kinds of different decks, but I do prefer aggro decks, and any decks with a red in them as well. Also, we do got that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Speaking of that Patreon, this was a patron suggestion, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's definitely going to be a fun one. It was to play Ob Nixilis the Adversary with the Ancient One, as well as Sheoldred the Apocalypse. Those are our three combo pieces. So what is the combo? So Ob Nixilis the Adversary is a 3 mana, 3 loyalty, legendary planeswalker, but it's rocking Casualty X. So as you cast this spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power X. When you do, copy this spell. The copy isn't legendary and has a starting loyalty of X. Okay, so if we want a nice chunky copy of Ob Nixilis, then we need a nice chunky creature to sacrifice to it. That's where the Ancient One comes in. 2 mana, 8/8, rock and descend 8. So it can't attack or block unless there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. Okay, which honestly shouldn't be too bad to get to, but we'll see. Now it does have that bottom ability too. So for 2, a blue and a black, draw a card, discard a card. When you discard a card this way, target player mills cards equal to its mana value. So in this deck, you're probably targeting yourself way more often than not, right? Because you would not mind having a nice 8/8 to swing in with. But mostly it's just in here, yeah, to sacrifice to that Ob Nixilis, right? So we do have all 4 Ob Nixilis, but only 3 Ancient Ones. I don't even think I have the 4th. We don't have the 4th, but I just feel like there's going to be games where we just have like way too many Ancient Ones packed into our hand doing nothing, and then the opponent doesn't prioritize removing it because it's not doing anything right away. But yeah, that's why the 3 of, even though it is a combo build, I think the 3 is going to be better. Other than that, like the Ob Nixilis as a 4 of is going to be terrific because overall, this Planeswalker is just kind of underplayed, even outside of combo builds, dude. It's just so powerful, man. It's rocking this +1 where each opponent loses 2 life unless they discard a card. If you control a demon or a devil, you gain 2 life. Nice. Now that -2, you create that devil, and when that devil dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Beautiful. And then the -7 here, which is the main reason we want a nice chunky one on the board, is target player draws 7 cards and loses 7 life. So if you have something like Sheoldred the Apocalypse on the board, punishing the opponent every time they draw, you can target them. They draw 7, lose 14 life because of Sheoldred, and then they lose another 7 life because of the Ob Nixilis, so 21 total damage, and it could be relatively easy to pull off this combo too. Now, even if you don't see the Sheoldred, you might see something like Bloodletter of Aclazotz. This is a 4 mana 2/4 with flying, and if an opponent would lose life during your turn, that's important, they lose twice that much life instead. So, I mean, if you're doing any amount of damage to the opponent at all, and you still pull off the combo with Ob Nixilis and Ancient One, you go -7. Like the loses 7 life would be 14 life instead, which is still a huge chunk of damage, dude. Also, Bloodletter is a demon. So it does work with the plus ability to gain more life off the Ob Nixilis too. What's pretty wild about seeing multiple Ob Nixilis as well is if you get to keep those non-legendary tokens around. So if you're going to be killing one off, make sure you kill the main Ob Nixilis and keep those tokens around so you can just keep on spamming more Ob Nixilis, right? It's not unheard of to have like 3 active Ob Nixilis on the board, so. Okay, what else do we got in here outside of the combo? We got some stuff to work with Descend, so like Invasion of Amonkhet is not a bad one at all. 3 mana Battle Siege, 4 defense counters. When it ETBs, each player mills 3 cards. That's good. Then each opponent discards a card and you draw a card as well. That's all relatively solid, especially when we want cards in our graveyard anyways, right? Now, if you ever flip this, it comes out as a Lazotep Convert, which could help find like some of our like combo pieces from the grave, like get a Sheoldred back, for example, as the Lazotep Convert. So it's a 4/4. When it ETBs, it comes in as a copy as any creature card in a graveyard. You could totally copy something from the opponent's too, except it's a 4/4 black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. So that's pretty neat, right? I don't know how often we prioritize actually flipping this. It's mainly in here for the mill and the draw and like getting something out of the opponent's hand too. It's just like a solid card, dude. Also have Fellstinger in here. This is a 3 mana 3/2 Death Touch with Exploit. And when Fellstinger exploits a creature, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. So this is another thing you could do to the opponent. You could target the opponent, have them draw, have them lose a bunch to Sheoldred, or like have them lose a whole bunch if you have Bloodletter on the board too, right? So, but also you're just using this as card draw for yourself. So have the Everflowing Well. This is a 3 mana legendary artifact. And when it ETBs, you mill 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. Nice. So it has Descend 8 at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, you transform this into the Myriad Pools, something like that. It's a legendary artifact land. You can tap it for a blue source. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by Myriad Pools, up to 1 other target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until the end of turn. So I don't know how often that's going to come into play, but I know extra mana is nice. And I also know that that top ability when you're actually playing this artifact just isn't half bad for 3 mana. Milling 2, drawing 2 just seems pretty decent, man. So we'll see how often this actually comes into play today. I think the 1-of is going to be worth it, though. Speaking of 1-ofs, I got a 1-of Life of Toshiro here. We'll see how much this actually does. Eventually flipping into Memory of Toshiro isn't bad, but also just being able to go like +2 on a creature that you already have on the board, like a Cult Conscript, for example, right? And then that becomes, so +2/+2 off of a Life of Toshiro. That would happen on your turn 3 because, of course, this saga goes to chapter 2. So if you go like turn 1 Cult Conscript, turn 2 Life of Toshiro, right? On turn 3, you can go +2/+2 again onto the Conscript. That's a 4/3, and that's a pretty good sacrifice for the Ob Nixilis. So a turn 3, you'll have the 3 loyalty Ob Nixilis with the copy as a 4 loyalty Ob Nixilis too. So that's why the 1-of Life of Toshiro. It also does things like take out Phoenix Check with the -1/-1. The life gain isn't bad too. So yeah, I just love the card. Also pairs pretty well with flyers like Deep-Cavern Bat. This is a 2 mana 1/1 flying lifelink. Yeah, plug in +2/+2 onto this isn't bad. What at ETBs you look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it until Deep-Cavern Bat leaves the battlefield. That's pretty wild, man. That's a good ability. I like it. I like it a lot. And you know what? Copying this with the invasion, like the Lazotep Convert hitting a Deep-Cavern Bat, what ends up happening is it's just a 4/4 now. It's a 4/4 flying lifelink that also just takes something out of the opponent's hand until it dies. So that could be really good, dude. Now we have a couple Callous Sell-Swords here too. It's a 2 mana 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, it comes in with +1/+1 counters on it for each creature that died under your control this turn. It's probably not going to get too many counters, but you never know. It's really in here for that other side. Burn together, sorcery speed. That's important to remember. This is not instant speed. I'm saying that for myself, trust me. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to any other target, then sacrifices. If we're not seeing any other combo, maybe we could sacrifice the Ancient One to the Burn Together and just slam 8 damage through to the opponent's face that way. Potentially wrapping up the game too, especially if it's in the late game and maybe we were actually able to swing in with the Ancient One as well. So, yep, could be a ton of extra damage. We're rocking a couple Transmogrant Crowns. This is a 2 mana equipment that we don't get to see too often. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, and whenever the equipped creature dies, you draw a card. So hopefully keeping our hands nice and stocked, hopefully keeping our creatures nice and stocked with power for that Ob Nixilis too. The equip cost is 2, or just a single black mana. Nice. Here at the front of the build, we have a Stalactite Stalker. Something like that, dude. I'll tell you what, the names from the new set, I just have no idea how to pronounce any of them. It's a 1 mana 1/1 with Menace. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stalker. Then for 2 and a black, you can sacrifice it. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the Stalker's power. Okay, that could potentially be pretty chunky, especially if you like equipped a Transmogrant Crown to it too. Maybe you buffed it with Life of Toshiro. We needed more permanents that could also act as removal. I think this is going to be an excellent one. I think we're going to be able to successfully descend every turn that this is on the board anyways. So a lot of extra counters, right? Okay, is that everything already, guys? Well, not already. This one took a while to go over, huh? No, Shadow of Mortality. Oh, how could I forget? This is a 15 mana 7/7. If your life total is less than your starting life total, this spell cost X less to cast, where X is the difference. So essentially, if your life total is like 7, then this is a 2-mana card, right? So that's interesting, and it is a 7/7. So getting this onto the board for cheap in the mid game, and then getting like Ob Nixilis down, and actually being able to get that -7 could be absolutely huge, right? Now, Shadow of Mortality is also a decent target to discard to the bottom ability of the Ancient One as well, and then you'd mill yourself 15 cards and then probably immediately get the Descend 8 on this. The mana base, guys, I thought about for a little bit. We are rocking a Restless Vents over here, Restless Reef, we got an Abandoned Mire, Soaring City, and some dual lands. Like I said, thought about it for a little bit. Honorable mentions, Malcolm didn't make the cut this time. Thought about Cruel Somnophage as well. Tenacious Underdog didn't make the cut by some miracle, right? Just a terrific honorable mention for a reason. Same concept with Blood Tithe Harvester. Whale of the Forgotten could be very interesting in here. Seems like a powerful card, especially when we care about having stuff in the graveyard, right? And Crucible of Defiance didn't make the cut this time because we really are just splashing the red for the Ob Nixilis. Everything else, I mean, we really just have a splash of blue in here too, but a little bit more blue than red. Yeah, no Crucible this time around. Okay, guys, hopefully that's everything. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. Okay, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I think it's going to be pretty good, man, but yeah, I'm probably wrong. We probably got to label it as jank. At the same time, I don't know. Grixis especially. Grixis just has like so many great cards in general. Like you can play janky Grixis and still be quite successful. All right, we'll give this a shot. Not a whole lot of black sources in hand, but we should be fine with what we have in hand currently. No turn 1, but Xander's Lounge is terrific. Okay, Restless Reef, good draw. Really good draw. Nice. Yep, that is excellent. Plaza of Heroes from the opponent. Human on the Cavern of Souls. Rona. Okay. We got the Stalactite Stalker. Jeez, bro. Let's get Shivan Reef down. Can't successfully swing into that. Fellstinger isn't bad. It's Invasion of Amonkhet, though, right? I think so. I think so. Because they discard, we draw. We get to do that again next turn, too. If they start swinging on the ground, if we get any amount of swings into the invasion. Okay, Ancient One in hand. Okay, no swings. Yeah, any amount of swings into the invasion will be better than swings at the opponent's face for now, right? Probably. Whoa, look at the opponent's deck. Is this 5-color humans? Adeline coming down. Bro, this is sick. What on earth? Okay, no box, take the 2. Gonna need Conscript to potentially chump the Adeline when it comes time. So if we go Invasion, we might find a black source off the draw for the Stalker too. If not, Ancient One's fine to get down, as well as Deep-Cavern Bat to slow down their hand potentially. Let's... Oh, actually, we don't have to find a black source if we do this. There we go. There we go. That's the play. I was thinking of Soaring City as a utility land instead of just treating it as an actual land. But I think, yeah, treating it as an actual land there is a little bit better. Oh no, our Ob Nixilis is out of the equation. One of them. All Conscript. Getting that out tapped isn't bad, but I think the Descend on the Stalker, get the counter, is a little bit better for the turn, right? Because eventually using that bottom ability might be essential. 6 out of 8 for the Ancient One. Relic of Legends, they can tap down their creatures. They can tap down the Adeline after the swing. I don't know what my mouth was saying there. Yeah, they can still tap that down. hoping it's not going to be Seat of the Empire, but they could totally have it here, so. Yeah, it could totally be Seat of the Empire. This deck looks sick, dude. Down to 14. No Seat. No other plays. That is great news for us. I'll tell you what, if we go Invasion, what a draw, dude. Like, we're making them discard again. We're drawing again. We still get a play. What a draw. And then we're probably going to activate the Ancient One. If we draw a land, then it's Ancient One this turn. All right, we get the Descend on the Stalker, too. That's brutal, dude. 3 of these in a row is brutal. A bunch of land. Let's see what we draw. It's probably not going to be a land now that we milled through. Oh, it is a land. Well, the Ancient One comes down, and it blocks really, really well. Oh, buddy, does it ever. Could potentially start swinging at these Invasion of Amonkhets, too. With the 8/8, not our other creatures. Yeah, Deep-Cavern Bat, that'll be a good one to grab off the Invasion of Amonkhet, so we'll see, we'll see. Ramp with the Relic. Yeah, they can untap Rona when they play a Legendary. So Relic makes a lot of sense here, especially with the Ixalan and the Rona. Ooh. What does this do? Has haste, Vigilance haste. As long as you have one or fewer cards in hand, it has Vigilance and haste. Jeez, bro. Okay. They get a 1/1. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may exile a legendary creature card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Until end of turn, you may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. Wow, wow. What do they get? What do they get? Urtai? No way. That takes out the Ancient One. Wow. Was that their plan all along? I bet they were thinking, like, if we find Urtai off this 6, then we get that swing through easily. Oh, guys, the opponent's deck is so freaking cool, man. Oh, buddy, I'm just gonna take that damage, the 5, and keep everything else back for now, because, like, there's a possibility that we need the Cult Conscript if we see Ob Nixilis off the top or something, so. Oh, buddy, this is neat. That's tapped. 5 mana. We could, if we go untapped, we could play everything this turn, because we do have 3 black sources on the board. Go Cult Conscript. The tapped one we could sacrifice to Fellstinger if we want to draw. Could try to take that one out of the equation with the Deep-Cavern Bat first, and then see what happens. Yeah, Stalker not hitting too much here. Let's start with Deep-Cavern Bat and see what's in their hand. Yeah, we're in some serious trouble. If we were able to actually keep that 8/8 on the board, like if they didn't see that Urtai, Hal and Al, dude, holy cow, we gotta do something. The Descent didn't happen on the Stalker yet, so I suppose it will actually be. It will be the Cult Conscript, and then Fellstinger, and I am a little concerned about taking damage here. Because of their full swing next turn, the Death Touch really comes into play here. We don't have to. We could just keep this. But this is fine. We can also have them draw so they lose the Vigilance Haste on this, but we don't need to do that. Shadow of Mortality is a 2-mana 7/7, guys. That is good stuff. Yep, got to keep all blockers, and hopefully they don't draw anything good here. Yep. We're probably going to be forced to block with the Deep-Cavern Bat, unfortunately. Yeah, hopefully they just see like a land off the top or something. Oh my goodness, guys. That is a Joda, and that's gotta be the GG's. It's gotta be. Their one draw was the Joda. Yeah, 5-color humans. Looks sick, dude. I can't even complain. I really can't. This looks so sick. Where are our blocks? So Adeline, right? Take that out of the equation. Forced to chomp, right? 7. Oh, we have to lose everything. Oh, that's rough. Because that's 8. So even if we go 4 into the 1/1, 1/1 into the 8, that's still 7 going through. So we survive, but we lose everything, and they get Hallandau back to hand. Adeline's out of the equation. They get that. We go back up. Oh, the lifelink. We could have survived with 1, guys. We could have. And then kept one of our creatures on the board. Because we were going to gain the life before dying. I just now thought about that, yeah. Oops. That's okay. I mean, our blocks were still good. We took a lot less damage, but at this point, hexproof for the Joda, so you got to hit the Sigarda first. They are still going. Relic of Legends being an absolute beast of a card right now. And they have multiple of them in here, too. I wonder if it's a 3 of. Jeez, bro. Okay. Right. So, I think we lost. Let's go ahead and just get the swamp down. Show them that we have a really sick card. Shadow of Mortality for 2 mana. We'll draw a couple off of the Everflowing Well, and then unfortunately we only have 2 mana after the fact, so it's not like we'll have Ob Nixilis. Also, didn't see any of our 4-drops this game, did we? That was brutal. I'd say the turning point of that game was losing our 8/8 to that Urtai. More land. Yeah. Let's let them have a fun swing, as long as they don't take too long to play everything out, right? Let's let them have this fun time. Buff the Joda by 9 because Hallandau is a 9/10. That's really funny, dude. Drop the GGs. I would love to see the opponent's deck. Like we've played 5-color humans in the past, right? With Joda. Joda's a really fun build around. Oh, I should have blocked the first strike creature. That way all the other damage would have went through for them. What? Yeah, I had fun. Anyways, I would have loved to see like their configuration. Like how many cards are a 1 of? Like what do they have 4 ofs in here and stuff like that. I wonder if there's any new cards too. I see Ruby made the cut. Nice. Nice. I know some of you guys were rooting for the opponent there too, because that was just awesome. We don't get to see legendary humans like ever. That might be the first time I've seen legendary humans like since the last time I've played it, and like it's been months. It's been months, dude. So yeah, just massive props to the opponent. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but yeah. When it's cool and it's that cool, you just gotta give props, man. Give it a shot. Plenty of land to draw into, so. And we got a turn 1, turn 2 for a couple turns, turn 2 as well. Spyglass. Okie dokies. Wait, how much land do I have in here? Oh crap, guys, I always forget to go over like the number of lands. Let's see, for this build, I probably put 25 in, so. Okay, feel like I should be concerned. Let's give a look-see in the opponent's hand here. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Simic artifacts. This deck is actually really scary. This vehicle seems really good. All the extra explorers too, whenever a creature. Yeah. Okay, it's probably subterranean. Well, Tough Cookie's good too. I don't know. Yeah, because Tough Cookie probably ends up being played. I don't plan on blocking with this, so we might as well swing. It's got that menace, which is really easy to forget about. Guys, did I have any menace swings in that last game? I don't think so. And we needed an emergency blocker in case they popped off. Yeah, the menace on this Stalker is really easy to forget about. I have to go back in that first game. I planned on going back and watching it anyways, but see if I missed any menacing swings, like to the Invasion of Amonkhet, for example. Tough Cookie for the turn. Haywire Might. Surprised we don't see more Haywire Might. Very cool utility piece. Take the 3. Should be fine for now. 3rd mana. Let's go. It is a tapped land, unfortunately, but that's fine. We take the Conductor out of the equation. Got swings with the bat. We're not getting the Descend on the Stalker, not until we get like Invasion of Amonkhet down, or our Ob Nixilis sacrifice as well. They double block. We play Sell-Sword. That's probably not worth it. The double block isn't worth it on the Stalker, unfortunately. However, I don't plan on blocking with this. So we'll get a little bit of life gain back. And get the other Deep Cavern down. And we're probably focused on Amonkhet over the Ob Nixilis. Especially since we can swing at the Invasion in the air when it comes time. And we might hit something great with the mill too, so. Okay, they go for the map token on the Siren. Put a +1/+1 counter on this. Yep. Okay. Might be a full swing from the opponent because we don't have a lot of great stuff over here to block. Spell Pierce. 8 down to 9. Yep. Yeah, they also have 2 open for the food. Shadow of Mortality is 4 mana. That's definitely noteworthy. Because that could be a terrific blocker on the ground. Get the Descend on the Stalker once we get Amonkhet down. And we might find another land here too, which could go a long way for this hand. Like only doing one thing every turn seems pretty bad right now. I'll tell you what though, if this Subterranean Schooner was actually like on the board, Royal Treatment, they're just going for it. They don't want to discard it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, we did find that land actually, but we won't have like Callous Sell-Sword available. We could full swing into that, gain 2 back up to 11, but then do we die? That's the question, right? They got 9, we'll be at 11. Will they actually have 2 extra damage? I'd say it would be likely, right? So let's still not block with these. Keep a chump blocker back, go back up to 11, and our chump blocker is, in fact, a 2/2 now. Ooh, Bloodletter is terrific to pick up with that Invasion. However, yeah, it'll be a 4/4 flyer. Since we gained a little bit of life here too, the Shadow got a little bit more expensive. Yeah, I think right now we just need to get some blockers down, go on the defense, and try to set up our engine a little bit. That seems like the best bet. Ooh, Tough Cookie. That could have been bad. If we block Tough Cookie, that's 11 going through. So we are forced to block one of these to survive. Correct? I believe so. Down to 2, yep. Okay. More land off the top isn't bad. We'll have a great blocker on the ground. We have chump blockers in the air. However, that being said, we're probably going to swing, flip the Bloodletter. Shadow. Get the Shadow down. Ob Nixilis. Get some chump blockers down. The -7 would be really, really bad. Okay, I'm sorry, opponent. We got options for days here. So we go back up to 4, and Shadow of Mortality should still be 2. Lazotep Convert. Bloodletter. Oh, it could have been removal if we went Stalker. We could have paid 3 for removal. But that's a little bit better, right? Just doing it that way. Shadow of Mortality. And we have the Ob Nixilis ditch the Shadow of Mortality. Blocks really well. This is a demon. We're gonna go for Ob Nixilis, guys. We're gonna risk it. Ob Nixilis, ditch the Shadow of Mortality. We're gonna gain Wait a minute, guys. That's not how I wanted to do that. We needed an extra chump blocker on the ground. Ah, I shouldn't have done that. Oh crap. Wait. Yeah. It should have just been Fellstinger for the turn. So we have a chump blocker. We're gaining 2 here. They're probably going to take this. So we're going to be at 6. So unfortunately, guys, I should have kept the 7/7 and just played Fellstinger because we're in serious danger with that tough cookie on the board powering up this food. I guess we'll see what happens. Also, it wouldn't have been 2 damage. It would have been 4 because Bloodletter was on the board. So they power up. We block the 2 biggest things, which means we'll lose the Bloodletter. We take 5 down to 1. So it comes down to what's in hand, too. Guys, this was super risky, man, because, yeah, we're forced to block here. Because we'll be taking 5, so chump trade. 5 down to 1. Yeah, that's the... I believe that's the only way through. Take out the Haywire Might. They gain 2 back up to 20. They found a land. Invasion of Amonkhet. Okay. So we don't want to forget that these have lifelink too. We're holding on for dear life. That was so risky of me to get Ob Nixilis onto the board, guys. It really was. We don't save chump blockers. Go back up to 3. We got Callous Sell-Sword, not enough. This is sorcery speed as well. I'm actually gonna go Invasion before we go the plus on the other Ob because we might find something else that we want to see. Everflowing Well isn't bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plus back up to 3 and get the Callous Sell-Sword down as an emergency blocker. So we block. We can double block Spyglass. We really don't want them to get either of these back. We swing back up to 5. If they see anything off the top, then Tough Cookie could potentially... No, that's not how that works. 2 blockers on the ground. I'm risking it, guys. This whole match has been super risky. I'm risking it. Go back up to 5. Let's not block with the Deep-Cavern Bats and set up for that Invasion of Amonkhet flip next turn. Because it's not like the artifact gains haste, right? So if they see anything that produces an artifact, if they power it up as a 4/4, it won't have haste. So they'll get 2 in the air, and they'll need 3 on the ground, but we have 2 chump blockers, and like the opponent has seriously fizzled out over here. So worst case scenario would be removal for both of these somehow, right? Because either way, we plan on chumping the current conductor. So somehow if that 1 card ends up being... Okay. So it's going to be the Callous Sell-Sword chump because we want to keep the devil on the board. Yep. Got to be careful with that ward 1 too from the royal roll. Yeah, we want to keep the devil on the board so both Ob Nixilis can go plus. Teething Wormlet, not bad. Okay. We could start with Overflowing Well for the turn and see what we draw. We could go then plus on the Obs, Fellstinger, hit the Devil, hit the Wormlet with the Devil's Ping, but I don't really want to take 2 damage either, so... Either way, I plan on flipping the Invasion this turn, gaining another 2 that way. A lot of tough decisions, man. Like, seriously, a lot of tough decisions. Ooh, Life of Toshiro could help us gain even more too. Maybe we hold off on the Fellstinger then. Darkslick Shores for the turn. What do I want to hit out of the grave? The Bloodletter, right? Probably. Why are there so many tough decisions, guys? What's happening? Life of Toshiro. +2 on a bat that we plan on swinging with, which is the same concept But now we get to keep one chump blocker back in an emergency. Or we could swing face. Are we gaining enough to do that, though? Yes, because we're about to get another chump blocker, too. So Invasion of Amonkhet. We grab the Bloodletter, and then we go plus on the Obs. We go plus. Gain a little bit of life. They take 4. Plus. Gain a bit of life. Play our tap land. Wow, guys. Back up to 11. The opponent's down to 9. We got a crazy board state. Their hand has fizzled out. They can't power up the Restless Vinestock. Wow, dude. We got another trigger on the life of Toshiro, too. Oh, yeah, comes out tapped. I was going to say they can't power it up. But yeah, we can block. We can block. They drop the GGs. Good game. Good game, opponent. I'm relatively, like, I'm convinced that the deck just did a thing here, guys. Like, yeah, we had a lot of tough decisions, and it seemed that we played it out all right. A lot of the risks ended up paying off, too. Oh, man, but the deck just felt kind of wild there. That was good stuff, dude. 36 minutes in? Okay, one more. Come on, guys. Come on. I can't, like, what happened to time, man? What happened to all the time? There's the next opponent. Okay. Let's get an awesome final game in. Okay. Ooh, okay. Guys. Our combo is in hand, but we don't have mana. We gotta try it. We got to. We're gonna see that mana easy peasy. Easy peasy, bro. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, mono red. Don't do this, mono red, please. Please. Okay, so now we got the problem. Even if we see the mana, we go Ob Nixilis, and then we won't be able to just go -7. We need, like, Sheoldred on the board, too, to actually pull off the full combo. Oh, good, it was only a hit for 2. Oh, my goodness, guys, that could have been so bad on so many levels. No mana. That's okay. We actually... Okay, Cult Conscript's tapped, but at least it's something, right? Yeah, at least it's something. Okay, Stalker doesn't get the Descend. Third mana comes down for the opponent. I don't know what would be... Okay, Chandra. I don't know what worst case scenario 3-drop would be. Probably Godric, right? Chandra is still pretty bad too, though, because... Okay, I'll take the 3. They didn't have a play with fire for the Chandra's plus. No mana. No. I'm so sad now, guys. We don't even have the red for the burn together. Oh, was it a worthwhile keep? It was risky. It was risky. We can't kill the Chandra with the full swing. So we got to keep a blocker back. Probably swing with Stalker at Chandra. Get the Callous Sell-Sword down as a blocker too. Yeah, unfortunately, guys. Is it Callous Sell-Sword or Stalker number 2? Probably Callous Sell-Sword then. Because it has a chance of blocking a little bit better. And yeah, we only have 2 blockers. This ancient one just chilling over here, doing nothing until we see the 3rd mana. Which when we go over the deck, we'll have to double check because I do forget how much mana's in here. I think it is 25, so we should have a good chance of seeing it. And I don't think I would have had 24 in here, but if we do, then we want to consider the 25th, right? Because we got to spend our mana for days in this deck. Although we're kind of doing a thing with 2 mana right now. Like, we got creatures on the board. That's important. That's important enough. They got the extra. They go Bloodthirsty Adversary. Nothing in the grave, but they could get that extra counter. No extra counter. Okay, well, we give it a shot, huh? If it's Monstrous Rage on Bloodthirsty Adversary, we lose both creatures, but like the block has to happen eventually anyways, right? As brutal as it is, I think the combat trick comes down and just completely blows us out. Oh, we might actually have this trade on Adversary. We do. Oh, our blocks were so good there. We might be getting a little lucky with mono red going a little slow this time round. Well, a little unlucky too, right? Not seeing the third mana, but still. We have the swing with Stalker, but yeah, that's that, huh? We can't even get the descend abilities on the Stalkers either. Darn, guys, like having the combo in hand but not being able to play it is brutal stuff. If we saw the mana there, Ob Nixilis, then it would have had to be -2, then plus, gain a bit of life back. Yeah, dude, this Ob Nixilis could have kept us in this game for sure. For sure. So it was a mulligan, but I thought maybe since we had the combo in hand. So I wouldn't blame the deck here necessarily. There's the Godric. Yeah, like I said, worst case scenario would have been Godric over the Chandra, because the flying in the air is a brutal time. 1, 2, 7. Okay, double block the Adversary. Actually, yeah, we take 8 if we... Okay. If we spread it out, we don't kill any of their creatures. If we double block Swift Spear, they have lethal damage on the board. Oh, Deep Cavern. That's actually pretty good, dude. See, if we saw this last turn, there's like maybe we could have taken Godric out of the equation. And then it's like a blocker in the air too. That isn't terrible as a blocker in the air. See a land, dude. I feel that. I feel that, opponent. The plus Chandra, the second +1, just like hitting a land with it. Okay, we'll block the Phoenix check. There's no other. That's 4, right? So yeah, I guess the best block is here, but either way, we're dead. Womp womp. Yeah, I feel like mono red was going a little bit slow there too. Like just that the curve that they found was a little bit slow. All right, guys, 42 minutes in. Let's go over the deck one more time. Unfortunately, we didn't actually get to pull off the combo today. That being said, the deck doesn't really need the combo. As far as I can tell, it's just relatively solid. I'm probably still gotta call it jank, but as far as jank decks go, I wouldn't like... I wouldn't be surprised if you're able to win a lot with this, you know what I mean? More testing required for sure, though, guys, for sure. I really like the fact that, yeah, it's a combo deck with Ob Nixilis, Ancient One, and Sheoldred, but also there's just like a whole bunch of other just really cool little tiny combos in here that work really, really well, too. I love the concept of grabbing the Deep-Cavern Bat with the Lazotep Convert. Happens to be terrific that these are flyers, too. We saw in that one game, like Life of Toshiro +2/+2 on the flyer, swing at that Invasion of Amonkhet. That was sick, dude. Bloodletter, milling this into the grave was awesome that game too. Same thing would have been for the Sheoldred too. Just having the Sheoldred as a 4/4 zombie is fine because that ability just like holds games together. That ability is glue for so many games. The 2 Felstinger was fine. The Overflowing Well was fine. Shadow of Mortality was actually pretty sick. I like that. Cult Conscript. Is there a better 1-drop, guys? Better 1-drop to consider here. The concept, of course, being we're milling ourselves, we're sending cards to the grave, we are sacrificing stuff as well. And Cult Conscript fits all of the above, and it's a 1-mana card, which was important for the curve of the deck too. Oh, 25 land. Okay, yeah. So, so unfortunately, we did get a little bit unlucky there, not seeing the third for all those turns in a row in the last game. Had we saw the third, dude, Ob Nixilis would have been able to keep us in that game with that life gain for a little bit. Those devils do a lot too. You block on the ground, you ping the Phoenix chick in the air with the devils. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the 3rd mana. I bet we'd still be in that game, and mono red would be very, very annoyed, right? Because we had 2 Ob Nixilis too, so If it took any amount of pressure off of our face, like maybe they dropped burn spells on it, maybe that Godric would have swung at an Ob Nixilis. Well, we just play the second Ob Nixilis, do the same thing, drop a devil, gain more life. Dude, I'll tell you what, we might have had a great chance there. Had I mulliganed, yeah, I think we could have easily found a better starter for sure. Because yeah, we saw how the Ancient One just chilling on the board, not doing too much. We have 4 of these in here. You might see the combo more often, but it's going to be that thing where, yeah, you really need a blocker against mono red, and oh, you just drew the 3rd Ancient One. Why? Because you got 4 of them in here. So yeah, no, 3 is probably fine. Maybe the 4th Sheoldred could be good. It could be. Yeah, it's just such a ridiculously powerful card. The legendary will get in the way sometimes, which is why like the 2 Bloodletters make sense too. So you drop like one of these and go up a Sheoldred, it might not make the most sense. So maybe it is just fine as a 3 of and then having the 2 Bloodletters. Really liked the Shadow of Mortality. I'll tell you what, dude, the opponent's just slamming damage at your face no matter what, no matter how much life gain you have too. Like, it's just constant damage. So it's way too easy to get this cheap. Even a 3-mana 7/7 is totally fine. And then having that for the Ob Nixilis is sick. Also just helping us get that combo when we're not seeing the Ancient One. Which is why, yeah, if you drop this and go up the 4th Ancient One, I don't think that would work out. I actually like the 3 of these and the 1 Shadow of Mortality. I kind of really like how everything worked out. The Callous Sell-Sword didn't do too much, did it? Didn't seem to do too much. It just kind of ended up being a chump blocker a few times, right? Didn't get to use that burn together either. Unless I missed an opportunity to use that burn together. I might have. It's possible. That's something to consider. I could see dropping these though. I totally could. And then maybe going up some removal? A 26 mana? Probably not a 26 mana, right? What's the average in here? The average is 2.8, but I'm pretty sure this 15 mana card is skewing that a little bit, right? So it's probably closer to like a 2.4, yeah, probably like a 2.4, because we do get a lot of 4-drops too. Okay, so let's recap, right? I actually really like the numbers of everything. I actually really like the 4 Invasion of Amonkhets. I think having multiple of these in the same game is actually pretty good and really annoying for the opponent as you're drawing and they're discarding. And it just happens to work out like the Lazotep Convert. So I like the 4 of those. The big things on the chopping block is the Callous Sell-Sword, as I don't think it did too much, and I could totally see dropping these and going up some removal. If you go up removal, you probably want to opt for removal that is also like a permanent. Same concept with the Stalker here, right? So if you do that, maybe like Blood Tithe Harvester. Oh, I could also see a couple Tenacious Underdogs. Yep, over the Callous Sell-Swords for sure. Outside of that, I think more testing is required, and until that testing's done, I think I'd keep it all the same, right? I think it's totally fine as is, but that's the big thing that I would potentially change. Callous Sell-Sword for it, Tenacious Underdog, and then just testing out the build. And then also, excuse me guys, also potentially on the chopping block is Cult Conscript, but I don't really know what would be better in this spot. I do think we want another 1-drop and maybe, yeah, more removal, maybe like Cut Down, but that's less permanence that you're hitting, less permanence for like the Descend 8 and whatnot. So, which maybe that doesn't even matter. Maybe we just completely overlook the fact that we want permanence in here and just go up removal anyways, right? Like drop the Sell-Swords, drop the Cult Conscript, go up a couple Cut Downs, go up a couple Go for the Throats. But that's boring, you know what I mean, guys? And you're taking away part of the heart of the deck too if you do that. So, but it might also make it more consistent. Well, either way, guys, enough rambling, huh? How many games did we get in today? That one game felt so long that I don't even know. Did we play 3? Well, either way, yeah, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you. Thank you again for the suggestion over in the special patron section of the Discord. I really do appreciate the suggestion. This was a really, just a really neat combo to try out, you know? All right, guys. Hey, I will see you in the next video.